At least one person has been killed and 15 injured as Russia targeted Ukraine in an overnight attack of nearly 300 drones.
Hungary has decided to block a new EU sanctions package against Russia over an oil supply dispute with Ukraine.
Russia launched 50 missiles and nearly 300 drones in an overnight attack over Ukraine, days ahead of the war's 4-year anniversary. The country's energy infrastructure, railway facilities and water infrastructure in cities were the main targets, according to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. 15 people, including 4 children, have been injured and 1 man has been killed in a Russian strike on the Kyiv region. Zelensky said 7 regions, including Odessa, Kirovohrad, Mykolaiv and Poltava, were targeted. Meanwhile, in Mykolaiv, 16,000 people have been left without electricity in below freezing temperatures after energy infrastructure was damaged in the strikes. Regional authorities reported significant damage and large-scale fires were also reported at energy facilities in the southwest region of Odessa by Ukraine's emergency workers. Zelensky said that this week alone, Russia launched more than 1,300 drone attacks.
Hungary is blocking the EU's 20th sanctions package against Russia and threatening to cut off support for Ukraine in the process. The country's foreign minister announced on Sunday that Budapest won't back the measures until Ukraine repairs a damaged section of the Druzhba pipeline and restores oil supplies. Prime Minister Viktor Orban went further, suspending diesel deliveries and opposing a €90 billion EU war loan to Kyiv. Slovakia is piling on too. Prime Minister Roberto Fico warned he'll cut emergency electricity to Ukraine if oil supplies don't resume by Monday. His country's supplies make up nearly half of Ukraine's electricity imports. Kyiv is calling it blackmail, accusing both governments of doing Moscow's bidding, while Russian missiles continue to batter Ukrainian energy infrastructure through one of the coldest winters on record. Orban, the EU leader closest to the Kremlin, has long blocked sanctions and vetoed aid to Ukraine. Seven people died on Saturday after a car fell through the ice at a lake in Russia's Serbian region. They were all tourists from China. According to local media, the car was travelling outside of an official ice crossing when it went underwater at a depth of about 18 meters. Only one tourist managed to get out. The driver and 7 others died, including a couple with a 14-year-old child. In winter, Lake Baikal becomes a popular tourist destination. However, ice thickness can change dramatically due to wind, currents and high temperatures.
World number 1 Carlos Alcaraz is still perfect in 2026. The 22-year-old Spaniard stays undefeated after beating France's Arthur Fils in straight sets 6-2, 6-1 to capture the Qatar Open title here in Doha. Another trophy, another statement performance. The win pushes Alcaraz to 12-0 on the year, adding to the momentum he built after lifting the Australian Open title just last month.
I think the finals where you had to show your best level, and obviously I think after we started the match making a lot of mistakes that gave me the confidence to to play relaxed and to play calm. So I think he let me dominate the game, dominate every point. I was almost in a good position every time.
As for Fils, this was still a breakthrough week for the 21-year-old. He turned plenty of heads in Doha, especially when he stunned 16th-ranked Jakub Mensik in the semis, just 8 months after suffering a stress fracture in his back at last year's French Open.
I won 4 matches in a row. It's pretty good. Of course, today Carlos was on another level, playing way better than me, and so he deserves completely the win in the whole tournament. And I mean, that's why he's number 1 in the world now.
The Qatar Open is one of just 2 ATP Tour stops in the Middle East. The second gets underway in Dubai on Monday. Adil Halim, Euronews, Doha.